L'ex psicanalista freudiano, professore di sanscrito a 28 anni presso l'Università di Toronto, Jeffrey Masson si è poi dedicato interamente allo studio della psicologia animale e del rapporto della specie umana con gli altri esseri viventi. È vegetariano da 25 anni e vegano da 12. Noi di Vegolosi.it lo abbiamo incontrato a Milano in occasione della presentazione del libro Le bestie siamo noi, tradotto in Italia da Edizioni Sonda. Qual è il ruolo del conformismo nella nostra alimentazione?
Well, I think that it's huge. It's very big. That the reason that we eat meat is simply because we're conforming. It is not a natural selection. Only thing that humans, as mammals, are destined and programmed to eat is mother's milk. After that, what we eat is what we're taught to eat.
Pietro Lehmann, chef vegetariano, sostiene che nasciamo vegetariani, ma che siamo educati poi a non esserlo. Cosa ne pensa?
Well, I agree totally, because most young children don't really want to eat meat, especially the minute they realize that it comes from a dead animal. Their first reaction is, I don't want to eat an animal. But we tell them, no, you have to. You need it to be strong, and if you're a boy, you have to be macho. So we instruct them, again, it's cultural, and again, it's a kind of brainwashing. We treat their minds in the way that we want them to grow up to be a member of our society. We don't allow them their own choice. So I agree entirely with him.
Esiste un rapporto fra il mangiare carne e la crudeltà umana?
Well, that's a big issue, and there's a lot of work being done about that. My own personal feeling, not a scientific one, is that there is a connection. I have studied a little bit, and if you look at the lives of serial killers in America, almost every one of them has been cruel to an animal when they were younger. Now, I think they're connected. I don't think being cruel to an animal leads you to kill humans, but I think that they're connected. Obviously, if somebody is cruel to an animal, it makes it much easier to be cruel to a human.
Quando e come è nata la distinzione noi-loro nella nostra società?
Well, it goes very, very far back. So when we're first born, we have a me and everyone else. And then when we're a little older, we have boy, girl, so you have that. Then you, a little bit older, and you think, well, my language, their language. And then you have my ethnicity, their ethnicity, my color, their color, my religion, my language, their language. I remember once in Italy, I was walking through Cinque Terre, and I came to a little village, and I was talking to one of the men, and he introduced me to somebody. He said, that person is a straniero. I said, oh, from America? He said, no, from the other village down the hill. And eventually we have to abolish those distinctions.
Cosa pensa della caccia?
No animal, except the human animal, hunts for pleasure. Mammals, only 10% are carnivores. The rest are vegans. But of those 10%, they have a very strict limitation on what they eat. And they don't get to choose. They're born to eat a certain animal, and they eat that animal. They don't have the sense, oh, this is my enemy. They don't take pleasure in killing them, and they don't kill animals that they don't eat. So hunting is a purely human activity, and it's mostly male, and it mostly has to do with the sense of, I'm a big guy, I'm an important guy, you know, my penis is not small.
Quando e come è diventato vegano?
I became vegan about 12 years ago when I wrote a book called The Pig Who Sang to the Moon. Because once I began to investigate what was involved in drinking milk, eating eggs, even honey, everything that is a product of another animal involves cruelty. And I didn't see that for a long time. Like many vegetarians, I thought, well, I don't eat meat, so I'm not contributing to cruelty, to suffering. But it's not true. You look at a little mozzarella ball and you think, ooh, that looks delicious. You don't think animals suffered for that. That doesn't occur to you. So somebody has to come and nicely explain to you, look, mozzarella is made from milk. Milk comes from a cow. In order to get that, we have to push the calf away. If it's a male calf, we're going to kill it. And the poor cow is going to die after a few years too, even if she could live for 20 years. So when you drink milk or you eat cheese, you are contributing directly to animal suffering. It's difficult for some people to understand that.
Come è fatto il mondo ideale di Jeffrey Masson?
Well, my ideal world would be a world without the us-them distinction. So there would be no hierarchy, there would be no racism, and of course it would be a vegan world, because we couldn't, if we recognize that we're just an animal like other animals, and we don't want to be hurt, we don't want to suffer, so no animal wants to suffer either. So we would have no leather, we would not take their children, we would not eat their flesh, we would not drink their milk, we would not eat their eggs, fur. It would be a completely vegan world. And that may come, but it may be another couple hundred years.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.